In the last lecture, we have studied about the plasmolysis. Do you remember what is plasmolysis? So let's revise again. When a living plant cell loses water through osmosis, there is a shrinkage or contraction of the contents of the cell away from the cell wall. This phenomenon is known as plasmolysis. The next question is, when plasmolysis takes place? When we kept plant cell in a hypertonic solution, then plasmolysis occur. Why plasmolysis take place in hypertonic solution? Because in hypertonic solution, the concentration of water molecule is less as compared to the living cell, which results in the loss of water by the plant cell to the solution, which results in the shrinkage of the inner content or cytoplasm of the cell away from the cell wall. This process is known as plasmolysis. And how you can convert plasmolyzed cell into the normal cell? When we again keep the plasmolyzed cell into the normal solution like water, then the cytoplasm of the plant cell, it gains water and it gains normal shape. Now we will start with the next topic, nucleus. Do you remember when we prepare onion peel slide or cheek cell slide, after staining the cells, when we observe them under light microscope or compound microscope, we see different structures having different color. The dark colored structure present in the center of the cell, that is known as the nucleus. This dark colored structure is known as the nucleus. So what is nucleus? Nucleus is a darkly stained structure generally present in the center of cell. Now what is the structure of nucleus? Nucleus, it has four components. The outer covering of the nucleus is known as the nuclear membrane. It has two layers, outer membrane and inner membrane. It has minute pores present in it known as nuclear pores. So what does it mean? That nuclear membrane is not continuous. It is discontinuous at some point. The point where nuclear membrane is discontinuous, those are known as the nuclear pores. What is the function of the nuclear membrane? Now you can see nuclear membrane has pores. So pores allow the transfer of material from inside the nucleus to the cytoplasm. Nucleus, it is surrounded by the cytoplasm. So material from the nucleus move outside into the cytoplasm. Second, it separates the nuclear content from the cytoplasm. Now the next part of the nucleus is the nucleoplasm. The transparent fluid present inside the nucleus is known as the nucleoplasm, which contain thread-like structures. These are entangled thread-like structures known as chromatin and a spherical or oval body known as nucleolus. Now the next structure is nucleolus. What do you mean by nucleolus? As you can see, it is a spherical or oval body present inside the nucleus. Now the next you can see entangled thread-like structure. These are known as chromatin or nuclear chromatin. What do you mean by chromatin? Chromatin is an entangled mass of thread-like structures, as you can see, visible in the nucleus of the non-dividing cell, which means when cell is not dividing, chromatin are present or entangled mass of thread-like structures are visible, known as chromatin, only in the non-dividing cell. I repeat, only in the non-dividing cell you can see chromatin. Now, when the cell has to divide, the chromatin material get organized or condenses to form a rod-shaped structure called chromosomes. So when entangled thread-like structures, chromatin, condenses during the cell division, means when one cell divides to form two daughter cells, at that time chromatin they condense to form a rod-like structure known as chromosome. Now, what are chromosomes? As I have already told you, these are rod-shaped structure visible in the nucleus only when cell is about to divide. So what is the difference between the chromosome and chromatin? Chromosomes are rod-like structure which are visible only when cell is about to divide, whereas chromatin are entangled mass of thread-like structures which are visible in the nucleus when cell is not dividing or in non-dividing cell. Okay. Now, what chromosome consists of? Now, chromosome contain information for inheritance. Inheritance means when characters they are passed from one generation to the next generation. Means from parent to the next generation. And in what form these information is passed? These are passed in the form of DNA molecule. What is the full form of DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. Now, the next question arises, what is the composition of DNA? Composition of DNA you will study in detail in your higher classes. Now, the functional segment of DNA are called genes. So, DNA contain genes and genes are known as the unit of inheritance. Let's revise again. Chromosomes are rod-like structure which are visible only when the cell is about to divide. Chromosomes are composed of DNA and protein. Now what DNA contain? It contains the information necessary for the constructing and organizing the cells. Now what is the functional segment of DNA? The functional segment of DNA are called genes. So the genes are called the unit of inheritance. In a cell which is not dividing, this DNA is present as a part of chromatin material. Now, what are the functions of the nucleus? Nucleus, it controls all the metabolic activities of the cell and regulates the cell cycle. Second, it helps in transmission of hereditary characters from parent to offspring. Third, nucleus play a central role in the cellular reproduction. Cellular reproduction means when one cell divides to form two daughter cells.